What up, though? Welcome to the Airbit FreeGame Producer Podcast.
Yeah.
My name is Brian Andre. I'm here in the Bandwidth Studios with the big homie, the super producer, the multi-platinum producer, Will Power. What up, homeboy?
What it do? What it do?
Yo, man, we blessed to be here, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a very, very, very dope episode, man.
Yeah.
Coming up, man. One of my favorite producers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It kind of boggles my mind that, like, I was a big fan of this dude, man, years ago. And now it's kind of like one of the homies now. You know what I'm saying? We got Focus, you know what I'm saying? On this show. You know,
man.
Dope episode. And then Mark Byrd came through.
Yeah, Mark Byrd pulled up, man. But Focus and Mark Byrd are like, a peas in the pod to me, man. You know what I'm saying? When I look back on all of my, encounters with them and all the shit that we've been through, man, it's like it's really dope because those two guys have gone from being really productive in Atlanta and then moving out to LA.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to our standard, man, you know what I'm saying? We got like this really dope community of producers that like, just really fuck with each other, man. So it's super dope to have them on the show. Focus got a lot going on, man. He's got these faders up type of events where he's like kind of like a master class type of joint. I mean, Mark Byrd is out here getting like all these crazy placements, man.
Yeah, he had the intro and Rapsody album,
got
man.
the Rapsody
Crazy,
joints. He had the Sci-Hi joints that he was killing out here.
Sure.
Man, he did the Kanye shit. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Can't forget that.
Yeah, the homie, man. So, yeah, it's dope, man. What's been up, though?
Man, just out here working, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You find out that it ain't easy when you got a new artist trying to, get them going. You know what I'm saying? But it's fun, though. Gary Vee said you got to love the process, man. So I'm falling in love with the process of just the challenge every day. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's dope, man. I mean, I noticed that you moved him from Detroit. Or he moved himself. I'm not really sure how it worked out, but I noticed that you guys have come together here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
From Detroit to the A.
Yeah.
I think this is a great place for him to come, as an artist. Pesos is his name,
Peso,
right?
yep.
I just want to say his name right, man. I
sure.
apologize. He's super dope, man. I think I've been watching, man. I be online. I be like, yo, what they doing, man?
Yeah,
so
we putting out music every week, so
he just dropped something, right?
Every week, every Friday,
yeah,
we got a new record. 1 week he had a feature that came out, so we used that as a record. But he wanted to do something every Friday, so we got a gazillion songs.
Yeah,
so.
That's fine.
Yeah, man,
that's dope, man. Well, yeah, man. Well, I wish you luck on that shit, man.
Thank you, man.
Let's get right into this show, man. It's gonna be crazy, man. All the producers, man, need to be tuned in. This one right here is one of those legendary moments. We did like a round table.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It was wasn't really like planned, which makes this dope. So appreciate y'all tuning in, man. It's Airbit FreeGame Producer Podcast.
Let's get it, man.
We in this thing.
Free time. What up, though? We're here at Bandwidth Studios. Brian Andre. I got the homeboy CJ in the building.
What up, though?
I got the big homie, the super producer, the multi-platinum producer, Will Power in the building.
Will
and
Power.
We got a legend with us, a Grammy Award-winning legend. I think his records have sold over 50 million copies worldwide. You know what I'm saying? We got the homeboy Focus in the building. How y'all doing today?
Hey,
I'm great.
Yo, it's a blessing to be here. We're here to talk about this, to say the music production, about everything that's going on with the world of producers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So first, how y'all feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling good, bro. My homie done came in from Cali, man. I feel like I just got a Christmas present in October. How you doing, brother?
Man, Bandwidth is beautiful, bro.
Thank you, man.
It is beautiful over here. I feel great, man, and I appreciate you guys having me, man. It's super
Man,
cool.
well, so last we talked, you were making that pilgrimage out to the West Coast.
One of the many times.
One of the many times, but this time it felt for real.
Yeah.
It was like watching my brother go away, just waving, But I
slow motion.
There's a part of me that's really glad that you went because I've seen some amazing things happen since then.
Thank
Let's
you.
start there. Let's
Okay.
talk about your journey, man, and like what's been going on and what's really good with that.
I think that this was it was time to go back and kind of go where the work is.
Yeah.
I love Atlanta. It's always been something near and dear to my heart, but then that back and forth started really wearing on me and my family. You know what I'm saying? So LA has respected my career up till now. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, I mean, like, honestly, I can go out there and I can drum up work.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier. We know here, everybody knows everyone here, so it's unfortunately it's clicked up, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of harder to get into those doors and those rooms. You know what I'm saying? So, LA just open armed me. You know, so it's time to go back and put the smack down.
Well, you definitely been doing that, man.
Thank you, bro.
It's been fun to watch, man. You know, during this process, though, a lot of things have been changing in the, you know, in the production world. The producers becoming more, we're becoming more well known. People are starting to kind of more visible. We're not so behind the scenes now. Right. You know, engineers are starting to kind of step out. You're starting to learn the names. Like I've heard Jason Joshua's name more times in the last year than I probably have anyone in, you know, from an engineering standpoint. Just it's just really dope how things are growing. Like how do you see that? Like what does that mean to you?
I love the fact that these things are happening, but we are just revolving. It's going in a circle. And this is the same exact ushering in of the super producer. You know what I'm saying? Facts. So now we're gonna have the super songwriter, the super. You know what I'm saying? Sean Garrett was a super songwriter.
That's right.
My boy that wrote all them hits. I'm losing his name right now, but he became an artist as well, and he worked over with Red Zone. Who you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, Dream.
Yeah, Dream's a super songwriter. You know what I'm saying? So now we're talking about literally. We're seeing this be re-ushered in. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing. If you're behind the scenes, and this is the only way that they're gonna know who we are.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're not singing our songs. And what I mean like literally, they're not going out going, man, Willpower did this and that, blah, blah, blah. Right. They're talking about themselves, and they're talking about, you know, the music. Yeah. They don't ever talk about the music maker.
That's right.
So that's big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that's different, though, in this day and age, and I want you all to speak to this, is that back in the day, producers pretty much, when you were called to work on a project, you were kind of paid up front for your work.
Yeah.
Whereas now, they want you all to work.
Where they do that at?
And it's like now, you know, producers are starting to get credit, but they want you all to work. Yeah. And you might get paid if you use something.
Yeah,
kind of 100%. Thing. So how do you survive and navigate in that kind of environment when they want you to just kind of work for free and maybe get a placement and get paid?
You don't right. survive. It's a struggle every day.
Yeah.
And that's what wears and tears on all creatives, because you start to think, why am I doing this? Right. Especially when there is no end result, there's no end goal, or you know, like you're not meeting anything if you're just doing a whole bunch of work and you're not getting paid for your work. This is, to me, the music industry is the only place where there are slavery moments.
For sure.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like you literally go in there and you give your all, and you may never see a check.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's all in aspiration or in hopes of getting, like, that's too much, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like, even cats that sit on the bench in basketball, they get paid.
Absolutely.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Like,
it's a good point.
That's right. They may not even see a game, but they get paid. Squad. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Hey.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, in my own life, you know, it's forced me to have to find other ways to make money. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, the music industry has been good in the sense of when they do pay and when they do what
they
proper.
Say they're gonna do. Yeah.
I mean, it's a great place to be. It's a great situation, great job, whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, you know, you can't do 6 months with no income. It's impossible to do 6 months with no income.
You want to go even deeper than that? Be married and try that.
Yes, yeah. I can't.
Hey, bro, you can't go 2 weeks without making some income.
That's right.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you got to show your wife stability. You got to show her security. How are you doing that when you don't know where your next check is coming from?
That's right.
You
Kids need consistency, man.
100%, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's scary. So, you know, I know for me, part of why the whole studio and all these other little hustles that I had to come up with, it was because of that.
That's right.
Yeah, you know, it's real fun when the album's finna drop and you know it's coming. Yeah. That's a good couple of months, you know what I mean? But then if you're not wise with the money, and here's the unfortunate thing. Most times you could be very wise with your money, but you're so behind waiting on it. You know what I mean? It's like, let's say you go make a $70,000 lick. By the time you get it, if it's been 6 months, that's really not that much money for a family.
All you're doing is going back and paying retro.
Yeah, you're paying retro, you know. Mom threw you something, you gotta throw it back.
How do we navigate? How do we navigate? How do we like or even maybe turn it around? How do we like demand?
It will never happen.
Yeah, I think
this is the only industry it's not going to happen like that because there's too much money being made in the industry.
Yes, right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they don't care about the creative and the well-being of the creative.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like we are cows to them.
And
all they care about is the steak.
And I agree with you on that. And I also think a lot of it has to do with the lack of education in it.
100%.
They, I think they prey on the songwriters and producers that don't have the information. Yeah. So there's always a guy where I might be $10,000 a track, or he might be $20,000 a track, or wherever the fees are. There's a guy that'll do the same thing for $1,000.
That's right.
And that makes it really hard for them to even care about a producer that's more established or, actually knows the value of even the guy that took the $1,000.
Yeah.
It's like, you got to understand that it's worth more than that, especially in this era when we're counting on streaming money. Like, them pennies are really not even pennies yet.
They're not even pennies. Yeah. They don't even add up to a penny. It don't even matter.
So I agree. I don't know that it's ever going to change. I think that
I think the only thing that's going to change it, Will, is the independent movement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like when everybody starts going independent and we start to remove the big machines.
That's right.
That's what's going to change.
Yeah.
Because now we're getting direct income.
That's right.
And there is no middleman.
Yeah.
And I don't have to feed the fat pig.
That's
you
right.
feel what I'm saying? Like now
true.
It's all coming straight to me and going directly to my family and my legacy.
Yeah. Well, and so here's another thing. We started talking about it yesterday. So what it's doing, this independent thing, it's really promising.
Yeah.
Because now what it's doing for us as producers is allowing us to not only work on the royalty and copyright side, but now we can talk masters now.
That's right.
Because of the independent side of it.
100%.
It's like,
you own it.
Yeah. And so it's a lot less. It's not as much to me to have to get $5,000 from an indie artist when I know that they may give me $2,000,
right,
and I can own half of the masters or a percentage of the master with them.
Right.
Now we all have actual stake in a record, and now we all have.
You have a commodity. Yeah, we have an asset.
We have an asset. Yeah. And so I'm excited about that part. I agree with you. I think. Yeah. And I think it's happening faster than people.
It is.
Yeah, people are starting to be like, label what? I just need distribution, bro.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think Empire is doing so well?
Killing them.
Yeah. Can I touch on a little bit of what we talked about last night?
Yes, sir.
I think y'all are absolutely right in this master ownership thing. I think that is going to be the thing to change the major label situation.
Yeah.
I think streaming helps creatives. Everybody talks about streaming and the money is small, and that may be true, but I think it helps in our favor.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, if you think about it, these major labels are marketing companies.
They are. They always have been.
Yeah.
But there's no physical product anymore.
Right, 100%.
So that's really what you need a major for. They're marketing companies. Outside of that, what can they do for you?
Right.
You have access to
They can take your money.
Right.
Because that's all they're doing.
And your master.
Taking your master.
But see, you have access to the same internet they do.
Right. But the bad thing about, and I hear you, and you're absolutely correct in part of it, but the streaming is killing us.
Yeah.
It's killing us.
Understood.
Because we're getting I didn't understand that you can break down one, because that's 1 cent.
Oh,
yeah.
You should not be able to break down
one penny,
penny, bro. Right. You should not tell me that there's a fraction of a penny. You said 0.0001.
Yeah,
which half of the penny do you want?
What is that? It's like
that?
you literally gave me a sliver of copper.
But if you have a label, now a label is giving you a fraction of that fraction.
Yeah, exactly.
At that point,
exactly.
So being independent, because not a lot of streaming services offer 1 cent. I think Tidal might be one. Maybe I think Napster is over 1 cent, but most of them are under 1 cent.
Yeah, way under
per stream. I think Spotify is like a third of a cent.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Something like that. Yeah. And I know Apple a couple of years ago was fighting to get a mechanical rate going. Per 1,000 or 1,500 streams, get a mechanical rate, and hopefully something like that will be implemented sometime soon.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the crux of the whole problem. It's like without physical product, what does mechanical rate mean?
Right.
Because you could quantify that before with X number of physical products. So
yeah.
you get so much
That's what I'm
percentage.
saying. All of this whole entire streaming process that's been going on is still, and I hate saying it, but it's the truth. It's still brand new.
Yeah,
it's still a brand new form. It's still a brand new platform, and they're still trying to figure out how to police it because they're not. There's money being made, and no one knows where the money's at.
Right.
That's why we have to continue to kind of like, shout out to people who are going to Congress,
for sure,
fighting these
standing
battles.
on the hill with it.
Rest in peace to Busby. He was one of the ones.
Yeah,
that was
he
really
was a
like
leader,
like fighting for like producer and songwriter rights. You know, but we got to stay on top of that though.
Yeah, for sure.
As a community to make sure, because I believe that it's going to be retroactive once they get it straight. They're going to go back and
they're going to have to.
Boy, you
pay
hope.
right.
No, they're gonna throw it in the black box.
I don't
black
know,
box.
I'm fighting for it, man.
I ain't counting on that retroactive though.
They throw it in the black box.
We got elections coming up. This is something that as creatives you got to be aware of when it comes to campaigns. That this is something that's important to you.
100%.
What candidates are talking about this kind of stuff? You know what I mean? So.
Bandwidth, baby. No.
But the last time we talked to you, I think was a couple years ago, was when Compton had came out.
Yes.
And since then, you've done so much. I mean, we're talking off camera about the Anderson Paak Oxnard album when you worked with Q-Tip and Anderson. You've got the Little Brother album that came out this year, which is one of my favorites. So what have you been up to the past few years? Talk to us about that.
I have been building whatever the next step in my career is. I've negated to break an artist my whole career, and I think that that's hurt me because it doesn't really solidify you as a reputable brand if you work for someone, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I work for Dr. Dre, but Dr. Dre broke Eminem, Snoop Dogg,
Yeah,
this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Focus hasn't broken anybody.
Yeah.
Timbaland broke Aaliyah, Missy. This Focus hasn't. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like now I'm kind of doubling back, looking for an artist that's gonna make me excited to want to stay in the studio.
Yeah.
I built a company with my wife called Envision, and I actually signed myself to my company. She manages me. And
congrats.
That's
dope.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So I got a project coming out November 6th. And then November 9th, I'm doing a masterclass called Faders Up. And that's, Siege knows.
Yeah.
CJ knows that that's been in my heart to teach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing that. And then just working on new music. Y'all just got to, thank God they're putting out the credits because, y'all just going to have to look where I'm at because I can't be like.
Public service announcement. Focus has said 1 million times that he wasn't rapping anymore.
I rapped on one record.
Listen. I just heard the proof.
Yeah.
Focus is rapping.
I did too.
Nice.
I was like, what's going on here? That's
but I would say, you said you hadn't broken any artists, but I would say that you can make a small argument. You've played a big role in Marsha Ambrosia's career because when I think about her, I think about all the records you all have done.
Yeah.
From the mixtape to the placements. So
that seems like a great relationship. It seems like,
and she's like my sister, but then you can't turn a blind eye to Floetry and all the time that she's spent in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? So that's an easy go-to. But it's still, I haven't had a chance to break an artist. Yeah. And I want to find somebody that honestly they believe in me as much as I believe in them, and then we go out and put the song down.
Yeah, that's a good feeling. I mean, that's kind of my.
Of course,
that's my motto. Yeah. I mean, I'm really that's what I strive for that. But on the other side of it, I wish that in some cases I had taken time to jump on jobs and opportunities that were presented to me that I walked away from because I was trying to break an artist, and then of course the artist didn't work out or this, that, and the third. So it's like it's kind of two-sided. Yeah. I think one of the things that I think people should know about you is the mentorship role that you've played with so many of us. Like when you were in Atlanta, man.
Y'all gonna try to make me cry.
Not at all. We're just trying to point it out because it needs to be stated.
No, go ahead.
Not real talk, man. Like I know for a fact that like Mark Byrd is pretty much where he is and who he is based off of some of your influence. Like you were one of the guys who like first judged him in a beat battle and encouraged him to keep going. Like, bro, maybe you didn't win tonight, but bro, you have it, and so keep going. And like those things played in the back of his mind over and over. I've spoken to him, and I know this.
Yeah.
And so,
that's a blessing.
And next thing you know, I look online one day and he's actually in with Dre and he's out there with you and he's working. Yeah. And that's another thing that I like about you is you've never been greedy with your resources.
No.
Like Dr. Dre is like Dr. Dre. So nobody can really get to him except you. And many times I've called and he's tried to make a play just for people. And you know what I'm saying? So I think that that's something people need to know.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Let me say this on record, if I may.
Yeah.
Focus is part of the reason why I'm here. Part of the reason why I'm at Bandwidth.
Yeah.
I'll give you the short version. I met Focus because he was doing Producers Nation online before IG streaming.
Hey. We going back.
But before Facebook and IG Live, he would get on Ustream and basically listen and give us feedback on beats.
That's right.
I sent beats. I found out he lived in Atlanta. We kind of linked up. I'll skip some of the minutia. But fast forward to year after year, Focus would tell me, you need to do this iStandard thing. You need to get in the showcase. And for years, I didn't do it. I finally started doing it, started meeting people. That's how I met Willpower.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And from there, long story short, I ended up here. Yeah. And I was too scared to do the showcase. And Focus, and Kels, rest in peace.
Oh,
yeah.
Kels, man. Yeah.
But I got to give her a credit though.
For sure.
Yeah.
Those two.
If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been rocking with iStandard. She brought me an iStandard.
So I just wanted to give that credit too when you talk about mentorship.
All right, man.
So I had a mentor that brought me.
Let's lighten this up just a little bit.
We got all some tissue.
Oh no!
Yeah,
God, we need some tissue.
Yeah. So I look at both of you like mentors to me.
Yeah,
brother,
that's dope,
thank you
man.
so much. That's
You were talking about Dre. We talking offline about the Anderson Paak record, Cheers.
Yeah.
Which, and about your role in it. That's one of my favorite records. I love Oxnard a whole lot, that album.
Me too.
I think it was mixed.
Thought it was a great album.
I think it was mixed so well. The sonics of that album is amazing. But talk about that Cheers record in particular, because you work with Q-Tip on that particular record.
Yeah, we were all at Dre's house, and Q-Tip came through, and he was just going through different sample splices that he had, and that guitar came on, and Dre was like, "What's that?" And so he started getting that together. That's the first thing, like literally when the record comes on, you heard what we heard in the studio.
Nice.
Wow.
So when that started going, like Dre literally let it build the exact way it built.
Yeah, because drums came in later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he started doing that, and Dre was like, cool. All right, let me hear some drums. And I just started going through drum loops that I had, and that's the drum that you hear that comes in. And Trevor played on it. Like we had a whole bunch of building up later. But at the house, like it was just really just Dre orchestrating it and just working in the parentheses of Q-Tip and Dre. I was like a little kid, bro. I was like a little kid. I mean, Anderson was there. It was just the synergy and the energy in the room was surreal. It was dope. Crazy. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's an amazing song too.
Oh man, thank you. Thank you so much.
Man, so let's talk about something that you're incredible at that people may not know is your ability to mix records.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
So I would like to address that because myself, I've become better at that.
Okay.
And a lot of it is because I always wanted my records to sound how I hear them in my head.
Right.
And I never really knew how to do that. But there's so many dope producers out here who are just missing that part of it.
Right.
And so could you speak to the importance of that? And
in mixing?
Yeah, because I think when you say mixing, sometimes people immediately go to like this technical space.
Yeah. And I think that's something that I'm definitely going to start touching on in my master classes. It's the industry has eclipsed the creative side. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, it's more important to be part of the industry than it is part of the music. You see what I'm saying?
Boy,
so many
free
people,
game.
Yeah. Free game. So everybody's forgetting the fact that the industry is built off of this creative process, and they've just kind of disconnected themselves from the creative process to get to the bag.
Right.
And there's way more talk about the bag than there is about this creative process. When I mix, I want people to feel what I'm putting in my track. You see what I'm saying? So I have to emanate and do a whole bunch of stuff so you understand what I was thinking. Just like you said, I want to make my track sound the way it does in my head. But how do I put the audience inside of my head?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
well, that would explain how those kicks and snares.
Exactly.
That was my question. Your drum mixing to me, like, I don't know.
Oh, God.
I can't think of anybody who has better drums sonics.
This is true.
Like,
but Dr. Dre is my mentor, and DJ Premier is my mentor. And learning from them, Dilla's my mentor. Q-Tip's my mentor. Like, I'm from the East Coast, so if you listen to East Coast records all through time, it's about our drums.
Since we're talking about mentors, because a lot of people don't know it, and I hate to do the whole cliche every time someone interviews you, but like, let's talk about like your father, and who he is, and you know, but a lot of people don't know who you are in that lineage.
Yeah. That's for my dad to be mentioned. That's where my whole rhythm and pocket come from. My dad is or was, when he was alive, the bass player for Chic. So everything that I've ever learned, you know, just listening to,
we still dancing to them bass lines.
Word. That's what I'm saying. But like, just my dad, without hands-on teaching me, taught me about the importance of pocket and and how a track is rounded off by the drums and the bass. So everything that I've ever watched him do and everything he's ever written, I studied it from the bottom up. So I'm listening to the drums, I'm listening to the bass, and I'm trying to understand why he picked those rhythms and that pentameter and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So that's the stuff that he's kind of imprinted on me. But then all of it went, you know, like the Bomb Squad. I was a big PE fan. And so just listening to those drums, you know what I'm saying? Listening to everybody's drums just having this impact. And whether you like the record or not, you're nodding. And I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do with all of my music. If you don't like my record, you're going to nod to it just because it's going to smack you in your face. You have no other choice. You be like, yo, that's cool. But them drums, I'm always going to get the ugly face because of the drums. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I keep an ugly face listening to your music. I left the room today because of it.
Straight up.
Somebody said I had PTSD.
Oh, no.
I think it was beat TSD. Because I got.
That's
yo,
a good
listen,
one.
we had a beat battle at SAE one time. Yeah, something, man.
Back in like 2015.
He came in this building and played that beat today.
No, but it wasn't. I didn't even think about that, yo. What was it for? Like a Cartoon Network? Or something?
Yeah. It was something cool. It was something really
exactly
cool.
What it was for.
Yeah, but it was so crazy because when the beat came on, I was like, I'm going home, man. This is crazy.
Okay, so here's the thing. When they say beat battle, I heard what people were playing, and I'm like, they're playing towards the assignment. They're not playing towards the battle.
That's right.
So when everybody was playing their beats, I'm like, nah.
You're right.
No, bro.
Right.
I was like, no. I wanted the track. Exactly. No. I wanted my track to make the speakers bleed. And when that thing came on, I was like, oh, this is easy.
That was crazy. That was so good. Combat Jack. He hosted that.
Yes.
The beat battle.
Yes. Oh,
crazy.
Man. Sheesh,
Great moments, man. Great
We
moments.
lost a lot of great people, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Life is short, man. God, you know, we got to make the best out of what God has given us, man.
Yeah, I'm here with brethren right now, man. Love y'all, bro.
Yeah,
on a creative level,
too.
on a spiritual level, on a physical level. You guys are great people, so I just appreciate this, man.
Are y'all enjoying this Sukari the way I am?
Yes, I am. This mug has room enough for your entire hand, so you can fill it up to the rim.
Speaking of drums, you all were playing beats before we started recording, and I heard a beat in the hallway. I had to come in here to just shake your hand again. I think I posted about it when it came out. I was driving to Orlando, Florida for work when Little Brother album came out.
Hey.
And
this song came on.
Highway music.
It was so hard. It was called Black Magic. It was so hard. I didn't know you produced it, bro. It was so hard, and I'm a nerd, so I had to literally pull over because I wanted to find out who produced this beat. Literally, it was so hard. The drums were like so hard. I'm just a nerd. I had to pull over at a rest stop to see who. I said, "Focus." That's you. And for all you who don't know, he produced 2 songs on Little Brother's latest album.
Yeah, I did 3. I did
3, okay.
Black Magic, Good Morning Sunshine, and then I halved Work Through Me, Lord. So I did the music on work.
Okay. So I pulled over and I had to see who produced this song. This is an amazing song. I'm just a nerd like that. And I saw you produced it. So talk to us about, because that's the drums when Willpower came in here. When those drums are hard.
Yeah, I was doing something else. And
I was in the hallway and came in. So talk to us about producing on that album.
First off, thank you so much. But that beat, I heard the intro to Oxnard, The Chase. And when that intro came on, I'm like, nobody touched that? And I know it just came out because when I sent it to Anderson's like, this beat is hard, but I can't be on this record. I just put it out. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. So
I didn't realize that was a kind of interpretation.
No, it's not I sampled. And I played everything else over it. But I sampled like the initial sample, that whole I need you more than you. That's the whole entire intro. And I just spliced it up and started playing it on the keyboard and then making the song.
Wow.
Jeez.
So that beat came together so fast. And then Ty was like, man, you need to turn around and send this to Little Brother. No, he was like, yeah, send it to, what did he say? Yeah, send it to Little Brother. I was like, all right. And I sent it to Fonte, and Fonte called me back and said, yo, bruh, yeah, put that one to the side, Jack. That's what he said. Yo. And I was like, all right, done. And then they sent me Black Magic.
Crazy.
That was crazy.
That's dope.
That was nuts, yeah. That was
the drums
super.
on there is just so
Thank
crispy
you,
and
bro.
hard.
Hey.
Yeah, I just got to hear that instrumental.
Yeah, he played the instrumental, and you do have my email address.
Yes, I do. Yes, I got you.
Sick. Well, yeah, man. I mean, bro, this has been dope. I feel like we needed to have this conversation. There's a lot of stuff going on in the producer world right now.
A lot of stuff.
Let's talk about collaborating. Let's talk about the business of and how some people are coming together. Mm-hmm. Some people are going in separate directions.
Yeah.
So let's start with collaboration. Lately, it's become the cool thing.
Right.
But I've always felt like it was important to the culture. What are your thoughts on collaborating?
I think that it's important. I mean, if anybody thinks that they can do it by themselves the entire time, then those are delusions of grandeur. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, sir.
At the end of the day, like it takes a team to build a man. It takes a team to build a statue. It takes a team to build a building. It takes a team. So if you want it to be done right, then you have to understand the importance of a team. You feel what I'm saying? So I love working with people. I don't like a lot of people's viewpoint when it comes to business, especially when they're jaded or skewed.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like if we're going in the studio, the first thing I don't want to hear out your mouth is, yo, what's my percentage? Or am I getting paid up front or this? Like, we have to make the record first. You know what I'm saying? Let's just see if we even gel first. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to make sure everybody's going to get paid.
Right.
But it's like at the end of the day, that's why people are now kind of shying away from collaborating, because there's way more ego coming in the room than your creative juices or your creative spirit. Like, there's so much that walks in the room before you even get to work. That's right. It's like, man, I'm cool. I don't want to deal with dudes.
This is true. You know? Yeah. We all of us deal with that, man. It's always hold on, we got a guest coming in right quick too. But yeah, it's a lot of that. A lot of times, people walk in the room, they always want to get to the business. It's like, why? Yeah. Like, what are we talking about? Like, there's so much music to be made here. Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. And a lot of times, and you know what? I found it to be the people who really never even really got anything off that always come with a lot of baggage. Yeah. It's like where they do that at?
Yeah. I think everybody's so busy trying to protect themselves by something that could happen. Like I said, there's a lot that comes in the room. You haven't even gotten in the room yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody's trying to protect themselves from being screwed over, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're screwing yourself over from the opportunity. Mm-hmm. We haven't even started turning on equipment yet, and you're already killing the mood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I definitely want the business done. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But don't come in here and just start putting, this is mine, this is mine.
On the table, right? Yeah.
What about the school of thought that, if you have kind of management or business representation, you let your management or whoever kind of deal with that? And I'm not even going to talk about that right now. Is that something that
No, I mean, and that's why you have business people there. But if you have nothing happening in your business and you have a manager that's taking 10, 20% of nothing,
you waste.
Why do you have a manager? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but I want my half a penny.
Ass boy.
So it's just important. Like I would never go to somebody and say, manage me, and I have nothing to manage. Drum up the beginning of the energy. Yeah, get the inertia going, and then have somebody help you support that.
We had a guest walking here, homie Mark Byrd walking.
Yeah, Mark Byrd.
Hitmaker.
We just spoke about you a minute ago. We was talking about you about
Look at his gold teeth.
That boy got them golds in his body.
Look at all the jewelries.
Just having a good time here at Bandwidth Studios. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Yeah. Let's bring them in, man. Let's come on, have a seat with us, brother.
Oh man,
y'all give it up for CJ though, man, for kicking it with us, man.
In the building,
my brother.
Wait, I don't got a mug.
Oh no, we're gonna make that happen.
Oh, bro, and we got some.
It look like it's
deliciousness going in there. Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. Welcome.
We've been wanting to get Mark Byrd on the podcast for a couple months now because when the Rapsody album dropped, I saw that homeboy had the intro. I'm like, the intro? I'm like, and then it's crazy. And it's like, so, we had him on that show a long time ago, but God bless you. Props to you, man, for like,
appreciate
that dope.
Byrd was on the show when we was at the crib. Byrd pulled up to the crib.
That was when everybody was calling in. I was like, I'm coming. I don't know how me and Mac made it home that night.
Because boy,
we
talking about drinking.
We was going crazy.
So how you been doing, sir?
Man, great. I have zero complaints in the world. I can't complain at all.
That's really dope.
My brother, man.
I'm gonna tell you why it's dope.
I love this guy,
my personal experience, the reason why I think that's extra dope is because I've had great conversations with my brother when things weren't going so good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the battle was really right in front of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I've never seen anybody say, I deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you now, you posted something, might have been this morning, might have been, or maybe because, Facebook be messing up the algorithm.
Yeah.
So I might have got your post a few days late. But anyway, it was like a throwback. It was the Kanye session.
Oh, yeah.
And you wrote on there that you were going through it at the time. You had just lost your car. You had like $7. Like a legit testimony.
Yeah.
And then, boom. Things just started to turn around, and I'm looking at you now, bro. You probably the happy. I've seen you now many times in the last couple of months.
Yeah,
you just look happy, bro. You just look like it's all good.
Yeah, man, I'm at complete peace.
That's so good.
It was like basically what I was writing on the caption was like, when I was out there, I legit had $7. My car was repoed. I remember having to call AT&T and tell them that my wallet got stolen just so they wouldn't turn my phone off.
Crazy.
I had to make the whole story up like, okay, I lost my debit card. I got to wait.
Oh, they're going to shut you off today now.
They might.
Retro. They be like, he lied.
No, I'm all good. But it was also in that moment, I remember every day I would leave out of the studio and just go stand in front of the building and be like, damn, I came out here to DJ a show. I was supposed to go home 4 days ago.
Right.
Still here.
Then I started to immerse myself in the process. That's where the purpose is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wrote a couple days ago, we get so fixated on the goal that we forget to be in love with the process. And that's the most fun. That's where the happiness is.
Come on.
What did we talk about earlier?
Yeah.
So I remember me and you was talking, and I remember, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that you here because I remember having a conversation with the biggest homie of all time. And, and he told me, he was like, you have to do the great thing.
Yeah.
And when he told me that, it was just like, it was confirmation of everything that I was already thinking. I stopped working with everybody.
Yeah.
I started telling everybody no and just creating what I wanted to create and build. And at that moment, I'll tell you now, like until that point, that was when I started to make the best music of my life.
Wow.
So
That's big.
If y'all didn't get music in that time, I'm sorry.
It's like, bro, I was on pause. Sorry.
Sorry. That's what happened. So man, I'm just like, I'm super blessed. That's just awesome. Super happy with it all.
That's awesome.
We were talking to Focus earlier about, in my opinion, one of the best albums of this year is the Little Brother album. Another album that's like one of the best albums of this year that's critically acclaimed is Rapsody's album, Eve. Yeah. And the very first song on there, Nina, is produced by you.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. How did that come about?
Oh man, it was a funny story. We was on tour last year, Saha and Crit tour, and we were in North Carolina. I think I was doing laundry. We had an off day, as a matter of fact. And my man, Scuba Steve, a.k.a. Code Red, is cool with Ninth and everybody else. Okay. I'm doing laundry. He hit me like, yo, get back to the bus. I'm about to go to Ninth spot. I'm like, all right. I come back with a bag of wet clothes. I'm like, I ain't even finished drawing. We going right now. So we get there. We just hanging out. We cooling. I never forget it because it was Air Max Day. So, you got to wear your Air Max on Air Max Day.
For sure.
And E. Jones was in the studio. He had the Tiger Air Max. He was killing us. You know what I'm saying? I owe you one for that. Yeah. So we were just all hanging out, and it was just a really good vibe. I wasn't even thinking about playing music. I actually got to watch Ninth make a few beats, and that was just like, that's dope. Wow. And then I sat in with Crisis for a minute. It was great.
Who's crazy, by the way.
Yeah, Crisis.
We need Crisis on the show.
Bro. ASAP. Yeah. So Rapsody came in, and we were all just hanging out, and somebody was like, yo, go play her some beats. And I was like, okay. So we went in back. I played a joint. She picked like 12 records, but the Nina record, I remember Ninth came in the room and was like, yo, play that again. It's like, okay, cool. I was like, got it. So he left out, and we was still going through beats. He came back and was like, yo, play that one more time. And I went back to it, played it. He hit the, he's like, start it over? I had to play that record like 7 times. So at that point, I was like, man, this might be something special. But even to, for me, I'm still a fan. I'm still like a kid in this industry. Meaning when I meet people, it's like, yeah, I grew up watching y'all. So for Ninth to ask me to run a beat back 5-6 times, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Even if the record didn't get picked that moment, right? That's a special moment.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was cool. I was cool with that. And then it was like, they hit me and was like, yo, we want to use this record. So boom. I'm like, all right, great. And then it got sticky. They didn't want to clear the sample.
Are you serious?
So then they had to sent me a Betty Wright version to flip. Mm-hmm. So I flipped the Betty Wright version. Then I guess Nina Simone's people were, they didn't like the way that the pitch sounded. So then they wanted me to repitch it to where it sounded more natural. But when I got the version that I used was a live version. Mm-hmm. So her octave was a little different. So I had to pitch it where it sounded like her original. I had to do the Betty Wright version, all of that, and still no clearance. So I was just sitting there chilling, minding my business. Like, actually, we had wrote the song off. Like, it was done. And I get a text from Rapsody and was like, yo, they cleared the original version. Then Ninth called me. And what's crazy is the day that they got the clearance, they turned the album in the next day.
Whoa. Wow. So that's what's up, bro.
That's God. That's God story right there.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Ninth hour, Ninth clearance.
Yeah, man.
That's sick.
But I was so proud when I saw that, man. So
that's how it came about. But I remember I hit Focus because the Little Brother album had came out, and I was in Chicago. I called Focus. I was like, yo. I was like, I had to call you. Gee, oh my God, man, when I heard that record, I felt so good. Like when I say good, I was running that back like,
that's a blessing.
Man, maybe I think I listened to that record maybe 5-6 hours straight.
You played the instrumental to Black Magic earlier, and we were all
like, yo, I'm telling you, I'm listening to the joint, and I'm like, okay, this is rocking. And then I remember Charity hit me, and she was like, yo, what you think of the Little Brother? I was like, I ain't made it past Black Magic. I was like, I'll get to it later.
That's crazy.
But nah, man. It's one of my favorite producers and one of my favorite people ever. Like, seriously.
Yes, you are.
No.
Yes, you.
You.
Spider-Man. Yeah, so that's crazy, man. So what's up now, man? What's going on? Like, good things happening.
Yeah, when he smiles like that, that's
we just well, what's really dope is we just had this conversation about breaking our own artists.
Yeah.
And so I know that's what you're doing right now. Talk about it. Let's go.
We got two people under our belt right now.
Yeah.
Dante Higgins.
Do I?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Man, working with him has been everything. Him and Charity worked together before. So she was like, yo, we gonna do it. I feel like we should do it with Dante. So I was like, all right. If he's serious, he'll come out here. And that's all I said. And I want to say like 3 days later, he was on the flight.
wow.
I like, oh, okay, he for real.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy realer than I thought it was gonna get.
Okay.
So working with him, it was finally finding somebody with the skill, the gift, the spirit. Spirit is everything. Like, man, if your energy ain't right, I don't care who you are. I don't even want to be in the room with you.
Right.
Right.
And then on top of that, his work ethic. I was like, finally, somebody that's gonna work as hard as we're gonna work.
Yeah.
And it was effortless. It was like he came once, we cut records.
Right.
Came another time, we cut records. We even cut records over here with you at your spot. And we looked up and we was like, oh, we got an album.
Right, yeah.
I was like, done. So then we just started, we just kept moving and shaking. And man, we just really building it brick by brick, like every step of the way. The reason we haven't released much music is we really want to do it the proper way. So it's marketing and PR and getting the proper backing. But this, I've never felt that compelled to put it all on the line with an artist.
Wow.
So that says a lot about him. And then we just started, it's an R&B artist named Matt B from Chicago. I've been working with Matt for some years now, but we decided to lock in and we did a whole EP together. And then in doing that EP, and Matt has worked with everybody from Tricky Stewart to B Cox, and like he's been around. And when we were creating this EP, it felt right. And he was just like, this is what I wanted the music to be. So we was like, all right, cool. Well, let's run it back. Let's just keep running it back. If this is it, and we feel great and you feel great, then
that's what it is.
Let's just keep going.
What's up?
So that's really what we're doing now. It's just like, I'm in a space where like, we not really helping you build as an artist. Those 1-2 record things, like I ain't about to work hard and send you 12 beats for you to pick one. You better come over here and get a whole sound.
Come on, man.
Other than that,
do you see how the conversations go back to where we were talking about though?
Yeah.
Like it's something that has to be. We need to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like just we as a community of producers, I think we're just wising up, man. I think we've done it all. Like, I mean, we got out, we chased the placements, we got the placements, and you realize that like even with a record going number one in some cases, it's like it's only a certain amount of fulfillment in that because you're not really attached to it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I've got many friends, man, that have done really well, but some of them were never even in the room with the artist that went big. And it's like, so that's dope, but
it's dope.
It's not really what you want. I know that's not what you wanted.
Right.
And so we're hands on now. Like we get to do this. And so I think that's just really what
it's so crazy that you say that, because moment of transparency. Like, yo, I really, out of every one of my placements, it was nothing that I was really like fulfilled with. None of them. The Rapsody record was probably the closest to me being fulfilled, and No Dope on Sundays, just because you got to see my DNA all throughout that entire project.
Shout out Side to Prince.
Shout out.
Album.
But other than that, like everything else it was a cool thing, but like working and building something, that's where you feel.
That's where it's at.
fulfilled.
It feels the best.
You know what I'm saying? Like you say, like I had this conversation with somebody recently, and I was like, man, you look at all of these guys, all of these producers, man, it's a lot of guys that got number ones, a lot of number ones.
Mm-hmm.
Where that legacy at, though?
Yeah.
Hey.
Right.
Hey.
Facts.
Like, man, I want to build something.
Yeah.
Something great.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Mission statement.
So where do we see the industry going for producers? Where do we see like the future for producers and songwriters and people behind the scenes? Where do we see that going?
I just started watching this. I watched a documentary on Prince when he started writing "Slave on His Face," and I was really trying to find out, because Prince is one of my main like inspirations, and he was doing mail order for MPG to get music out that he was making that the label wouldn't back, and that was happening back in the 90s, bro, like 93, 94. He was doing that like on the internet and all that stuff, right? We're now at the full fruition of what he was doing.
I agree. I remember buying his album at the ticket office.
Yeah.
I went to a concert. He came to South Carolina
He started bundles.
And I had to buy in order to get the album, I had to come to the concert.
Yes.
It was crazy. And then that night he sold about 40,000 records. So
Way
I was
ahead of
like,
his time.
this is player.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Yeah. So right now, everybody's going to start, they're going to start going independent.
Yeah.
And the more independence, the more it's going to be an influx, just like when Lil Wayne started doing all them daggone mixtapes and it was way too, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be an influx of music because now the audience is consuming way faster.
Yeah.
The life expectancy of an album is 3 to 6 months, not even a full 6 months.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you have to put out almost 3 projects a year to stay relevant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that, no label is going to be able to keep up with that much.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to back it.
Yes,
They're
right.
not going to be able to promote it. They're not going to be able to market it. Not 3 albums a year. They're not going to be able to.
Right.
So the independent is now going to have more power.
Yeah, they're already doing it. It's funny you saying it because I just had a music meeting over an album that I worked on, which when we started, it was an album. But by the time we left the meeting, it was now 3 EPs. Type of thing. So I'm going, okay.
Yeah.
You know, same budget though. They're not changing that part. You know what I'm
Of course
saying?
not,
But yeah, I think you're right, man. I think that the plus in all of this is the growth of these distribution networks. I think that having the ability to get your music all the way to UK if you want to in a few, you know, pushes of a button,
Clicks.
couple clicks and it's out of here, man. You know, so I think that is the new move. I think that artists and producers alike should be looking for funding of some sort. You know, if you got it, you got it. If you got to go find it, go find a good partner, somebody that can help you.
But don't overinvest in yourself. Don't spend more money than you have to.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the stuff that you can do online, you can really do for a fraction of a penny.
Yeah, a fraction of it.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's gonna take time.
It's gonna take some time.
I'm glad you cleared that up because you know, some of us are a little further along in what we do than others. So what I would consider a necessary may not be necessary for a new producer or a new artist.
Right.
But I still think that, you know, it's a great place to be because you can do project deals. You don't have to do overall branding, full company deals anymore. It's like, hey, I'm gonna put out this record.
And that's it.
This record is gonna cost me this much money. Can you help me?
That's right.
And so let's break this bread. And now the distributors and the streaming, this makes it forever now. So it's like you're guaranteed whatever this is back because regardless, as long as it's up streaming somewhere, we're always going to be creating income.
100%.
Yeah. So that's dope, man.
Big shout out to Tina Davis, Ghazi, and Nemo over there. At Empire, man. They are putting it down. But they're actually helping these kids enterprise themselves, and I love that. Because they're backing these kids. They're not just turning around and taking them in and making a bunch of money off of them and telling them, look what you did for us.
Yeah.
Like, they're actually building these kids up. And I'm super happy that Tina's over there. Tina is somebody that I've known for a long time in my career. When she was working over at Def Jam, and Ghazi and Nima have been always 100. I've known them for years because of Ty. And so
They've done some great things, man. Because Empire is absolutely on top right now.
That's
Empire is literally an empire.
That is really the go-to.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's where that's the first thing everybody is looking to do. It's like, I want to go over there.
Yeah,
because they, like you say, they put on for the artist, and not just the take thing. And it's like with a lot of these companies, like Will was saying, you got to understand that. Like now, we're the power.
Yeah,
like we can do everything that y'all was making us wait a year and a half and 1.5 million to do. We can do this
when y'all was taking
home.
our masters.
That's
that's the other thing. Like, come on, man. When y'all can. What will Main Dame say? Y'all a quarter water. That's what you get. You get this quarter.
Shout out NYC. So, in addition to what you're talking about, Will, what can producers do to position themselves in this new landscape?
I think that, I don't know. I'm trying to work that out right now. But what I foresee as a way to position myself is exactly what Focus was saying earlier. It's about finding an artist, really building something valuable, right. And once I have that in place, then I'll present it to whatever entity I feel is going to work best for me. Yeah. I found out that it doesn't even have to be a music entity. There are companies right now. They're liquor companies. They're, beverage companies.
The kid, IDK, he's signed to Adult Swim.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Wow.
And that's how you do it.
He's dope, too.
That's how you do it. Like, you look for partnerships. Like, I think that people forget that in the beginning, records were made to sell record players.
Yeah.
So this was never about music. This was always about product. Right. So if we could keep that in mind, that helps us figure out how to move music. So it's like, listen, man, like you got homie, you's big in the shoe game. Bro, you probably could get Puma or somebody to do a deal with you on some music. Mm-hmm. Did I say that loud on the air?
You sure did.
Cut that part out.
But I'm just saying,
work on that. Cut that out.
Or retailers.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm basically saying that there's many, many ways to do music. And it doesn't have to be.
Red Bull has a label.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be national. Yeah. It could be local too. There's many opportunities, man. I just think
Master P was local.
Come on.
Hey, man,
come on.
That dude.
Stop playing.
Man, I watched this Drink Champs episode the other day, and I was just like,
bro,
whew.
When you talk about a man-made man,
that's him.
He made himself, bro.
Man,
that's self-made.
I'm telling you, that
you know
Drink
what he
Champs,
has,
he broke it down.
That most of us don't.
What?
Extreme patience.
You gotta have that.
No, I think that you have to look at the fact that there are people that have it, and those are the people that are in those positions.
Yeah.
Because Dre had it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to look at the fact that he was willing to walk away from it all and start it up again to show that it didn't make me, I made it.
And
you feel what I'm saying?
What's funny is that's where I found myself.
Yeah.
Like last year, I was just like, you know what? Yeah. I'm cool with everything.
Yeah.
All y'all be cool, no hard feelings, but I'm going over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did the same thing in 2008. I walked away from it to see if it was making me or if I was an important part of it.
Yeah.
And when I left in 2008, I didn't leave kicking up dust, and I didn't have no hate or nothing like that. I just had to align myself spiritually and get to that point where you believe in yourself so much that whether you say it or you internally say it and believe it, that mantra, I deserve it, you have to work for what you deserve.
That's right.
But when I get it, if you hate it, that's on you.
That's on you.
I deserve it because I worked my butt off for it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like at the end of the day, when I did that, and when anybody can walk away from something, that shows an amount of patience that most people don't have.
That's right.
Because they start getting scared. Now I'm irrelevant. Now I got to, how do I figure out how to, it shouldn't even be that. It shouldn't even, if it's backing you into a corner, don't leave.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
If that's what it's doing to you.
That's something I'm dealing with now as well, because now I'm termed OG.
Yeah, hey.
OG, nigga.
Hey, man. I got cats hitting me up. I be shouting people out like, thanks, OG. Damn. Just getting started.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm glad you spoke to that, because that's also something that needs to be dealt with. It's like we're getting older, but we're also wiser.
Yes.
We're also more talented now than we were then.
But that's what makes you an OG.
Yeah.
And embrace it.
Yeah.
Embrace it. Because it's, to me, the people in the Bible that they talk about that are gray head, that's a crown.
Crown.
Those are the people that you go to for wisdom. Those are the people you sit down and you're trying to gain knowledge from. If they call me OG, homie, that means I have something that they need, and I'm going to give it for free. Just like God gave me my gift for free. So at the end of the day, bro, I love that OG. Give me that OG all day. I'll be like, homie, okay, cool. Let's sit down. Let's talk.
I can wait a
Come
few
on,
more
young
years
blood.
with me.
I'm talking old for no reason. Come on here, young blood. Hey, let me talk to you for a minute, man.
Hey, it's a blessing, man.
It is. It is.
It's a blessing
And
to
that's
get
where
here,
you get your blessings from. When you turn around and you throw that boomerang, it comes back to you tenfold.
Amen to that. I agree to that.
This is so dope. Let everybody know, Mark Byrd, Focus. Where can we find y'all at on social media? Any website?
I'm at I am Mark Byrd. You'll know it's me because I'll have gold on my mouth and on my chains.
Yeah, everybody watching this.
Sound without focus is just noise. So when you see the three dots, that's me.
That's you.
Y'all make sure y'all switch up these emails and the mailing addresses so that the pub checks go to.
Yeah, word. Hold on, wait. If the pub check, okay. So my name is Bernard.
What are you talking about? Okay, I need my public.
I need my public.
So
I got kids and a wife. But Bernard.
That's
Edwards.
what I thought.
Mark Byrd.
That's what I thought. If you want to follow me on any social medias, it's Focus 3 DOTS. That's all across the board, and I'm only on probably 2 boards. I don't do everything.
How can we find out about your masterclass as well?
It's on my Instagram. Plus, my wife has put together a website for it, so it's www.fadersupmasterclass.com, if I'm not mistaken, or envision.com, and that's the company, the entertainment company that we put together. So it's NVX. Hold on, NVZXN.com. Hey, I'm old, man. I don't want to hear nothing from the peanut gallery. I'm old, bro.
OG.
No, y'all saying OG. I'm old G. I'm old, bro.
Oh man. It's pretty simple. I am Mark Byrd, BYRD.
Yes,
that
I
is
am.
literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
I
that's it.
think people also need to jump on your Facebook, because where we are really active on Instagram, I get a lot from his Facebook page that I really enjoy.
That's when I
think
can share most of the stories.
Yeah,
and not,
it's really dope.
You know,
It's dope to keep up with.
Y'all gonna make me
Where
get
can I
on
get
Facebook.
I deserve a shirt though. Can I still get one?
yeah.
What's up with that? Are you gonna
IamMarkByrd.com has everything.
There it is.
And he got some God level stuff up
Oh,
there.
that God level.
No, that's not there yet. Y'all gotta wait on that.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta wait on that.
That's dope.
Okay.
But no, all of it is part of the branding. The I Deserve It is actually on the way back.
That's dope.
Okay.
I had to, like you said, I had to take a break.
Yeah.
Align myself and get.
In other words, copyright. That's it. That's what
that was done. No, that was done.
Trademark.
I'm gonna tell you when I did it. I was chilling and my homeboy sent me a text and he was like in like a Target or somewhere and they had an I Deserve It shirt. I was like, oh hell no.
Are you serious?
I need that. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
What's crazy is like I made sure I took care of that properly. Even down to my name. The reason why my name is the same across all boards is you might actually remember this. When we met you in LA in 2007?
Old. I'm old.
I had on a t-shirt
I don't remember. Yes.
in 2007 that said I am Mark Byrd.
Wow.
I've been branding that since then.
That's dope.
In 2007?
Yeah, when I met you then, yeah.
That's dope.
That's crazy.
Well, I got somebody. I don't know who you got doing your shirts, but I got somebody that can help with that.
Hey man, yeah, let's talk about that.
There it is.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm always
Let's talk online. Well, come on. Why y'all share? Why can't y'all share?
yeah. Nah,
Look at that. You see the hate, Eric?
I'm actually gonna drop a mini documentary on the I Deserve It because I want people to know really what it's about and where it came
Manifestation,
from.
bro.
Yeah.
It's real big. I get it.
Yeah, so
Do
I
that.
get it.
yeah,
Well,
it's
I would
getting
certainly
cold
support
outside,
that.
so I can run when it's cold.
Don't start.
Nah, see, look at it. Yeah,
we about to
what he start doing.
We about to do these 5Ks.
today.
Me and Mark used to do this. What was it?
100 miles and running?
100 miles and running. Every month we would run 100
100
miles.
miles. For the
Real
month.
talk. And I know I don't look like I used to do that.
I'm down with that. I want to run 100 miles, man.
Let's kick it off next month.
No,
The beginning
no,
of
wait,
next
do
month.
it, man.
I'm with you. Sign me up. I'm with
Come
you.
on, man. We got about 5 days. 5 days.
I'm with you.
Start.
I just want that conversation to stay on that side of the table.
Nah, you
know
in
what I'm
too.
saying?
It's really not bad. It's really listen
worried
though.
about 2 to 5 hours a day.
So I say this. I say
I'm
this.
ready.
I say this. And this is just real. This is
I'm
real.
dead serious.
I got
mean,
5 kids. I'm 5 kids and running. I'm
But
good.
listen. So you like 500
Yeah,
miles?
like 100%. Like I want to go out and run for no reason.
At first it seems
There better be a basketball in my hand, football.
It seems like a lot, but really it's roughly 3 miles a day. And all I would do is go a mile and a half somewhere and knowing I got to go back home. And it was easy. By the time I got back, I was like,
Yo,
this is
y'all are
right.
talking like a mile and a half.
It's
right down the block.
I'm gonna tell you my secret. It's music.
Yes, I was gonna say that.
Playlist.
But the thing is, I never listen to anything hard. So like when I'm running, I tell you my 3
Anita
favorite
Baker listening ass boy.
my 3 favorite albums to run to. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On?
Come on.
Okay.
Because I get
I'm gonna try that.
I get completely lost in how great the music is.
Okay.
I'm not thinking about where I'm going. Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly.
Come on.
Amen.
I ran to that.
Man, I did myself a disservice. Like I ran to that one day and I got so lost in listening to the album that
was
when
one of
I
your
stopped,
$10.
when I stopped, I was like, damn, I gotta go back.
Yeah.
That was like 5 miles.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I gotta
See, I'm
find
the
another
opposite.
one.
I like hard stuff. I listen to Thug Life, Tupac.
But see,
all eyes on me.
that's
straight up.
That's the shit that's gonna have you running out of breath. You be like mile in, like
All right, so it's on. We'll get that
so
going.
yeah, it's always the music. Or I make
sure.
It ain't on for me. Okay.
no.
Well, I just want to personally thank y'all for coming today. You know
I
what I'm saying?
appreciate you.
I know Focus. This was really a Focus gathering.
Yeah.
He's doing some things. That,
And none of y'all showed up. Remember that.
I can't. I'm here.
Only
It's all
person
good,
showed
though.
up was CJ and Byrd, man.
I'm here.
It's all
And
good.
Will and Fort Knox is in. Fort Knox, say something, man.
Heavy.
Yo, wait.
Knocks in the building.
How is it that he's on the other side of the room?
Hey,
We're
bro.
at microphones, and his
That
level
is
is the same as ours.
That's the voice of Atlanta, homie.
Yo,
The moment you get off the plane, when you land here,
That's what you should hear, bro.
You hear Fort Knox and the mayor. That's it.
yo, on the real. I always tell him he was so instrumental in us moving here.
Oh yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Like we came down here because of a beat battle at Apache we heard about.
Oh, yeah.
My
yeah.
homies was hitting me like, yo, you gotta come. And I'm like, whatever. We drove all the way down here for a beat battle.
That's
and
right.
we lost in the first round.
Don't feel bad.
Wow.
We got to play like
I
one
lost
beat.
2.
Yeah. So you lost to him?
No. Yo, that was one specific time, man.
No, I ain't even gonna tell you about what he did to me a couple years ago. Had a charity water event.
Oh, no.
Talking about, hey man, you know about Focus.
So we go to LA. First of all, it's a landslide. We're battling in LA. Now, to my defense, you know, I actually, to Focus's defense, I was supposed to be on his team.
Yep. So you see, it all goes out the window then.
So I got a call from another good friend of ours, and basically the deck was a little stacked. He needed a little help on his side, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna jump on your side. Now, mind you, I'm setting the scene. We're in LA, so everybody got their pairings. This guy puts me against Battle Cat.
Oh.
Battle Cat.
It was like, I don't care what I played. I was going to lose that one. And it was so funny because I remember me and Cat was standing on stage and I looked at him and I was like, look, I know you're going to take this. You can play anything. Just don't play the record. I didn't even say the name of it. I was like, the record. And he was like, I gotta play it, homie. I was like, oh damn. And it was like
I think it was like the first record. I literally think he just started with it. Like he turned the crowd lost their
I was
mind.
just like, I started dancing on stage. I knew I lost. It was like I take
Bro,
this.
my team was all OGs.
Yo,
I had Warren G, Battle
Cat,
Rick Rock.
Rock came. Oh man, Rock
Yeah.
did charity.
Rick
That was
Rock
so wrong.
Disrespectful. No, he was disrespectful. He
He was
played his
like, he
Jay-Z
played-
stuff. That was a rap.
When he played Mace, Breathe, Stretch, Shake, it was
Yeah,
like,
it was
come on, bro. Like now you just overdoing it.
Right.
Yo, we need to do that.
Yeah, that was fun.
We need to do that. Like
Will Power been he trying to shut down the show, and we're all like, so remember that time back in the day.
No, we need to
He's like, I want to say thank you very much. Yeah, thank you too. So remember that time. We did it like 3 times. He was like, so I want to shut this down. Yeah, so Fort Knox, say something. Yeah. I'm sorry, brother. This is your show, you know. But remember that time when I was just, Jack, dig this, dig that.
Sound like the beginning of what's going on. Hey, brother.
Come over here, young, and let me talk to you for a minute.
I love it. This is dope, man.
But yeah, man, thank y'all for coming, man. It's really, truly a blessing.
See, this is
gonna be
fourth time.
Are we gonna go out on this one?
Let's do it. Yeah, okay.
It's gonna be an amazing episode, man. You can follow us on our social media, man. Shout out to Airbit. Shout out to a band with Free Game Podcast. Here we go.
Yeah.
Free.
That's it. We go, bro.
That was crazy.
Yo, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Free Game Podcast. If you did enjoy it, make sure you subscribe to the Airbit channel right below. Just hit subscribe on the button below. Or you can go to youtube.com/airbit. You know what I'm saying? If you're feeling the podcast, make sure you share it. Let your friends know. Also, there's an audio version of the podcast. Look in the notes below and you'll see where to subscribe to that at.
Yeah.
Free Game Podcast.
Free game.